Why is Master Set Madness Flesh and Blood and not Magic? That's what we're talking about today here on Master Set Madness. If you went back and you were around, if you were one of the few who were around when I started this channel, you'd actually go back and see that I had a mixture of Flesh and Blood and Magic videos. And at this point now, you won't see or find any Magic videos. And I thought, you know, with all the fun, all the shenanigans, everything that's going on with Magic right now, Magic 30, and ooh, you guys know what's going on. You know what's going on. I thought it'd be, you know, just a good time to talk about why I'm doing opening Dynasty, why I'm opening Flesh and Blood, why I think that's a better choice for people. But have a little bit more of kind of a nuanced conversation for why maybe some other people it doesn't work like that, or why they don't feel like the switch is the right switch for them. And yeah, I thought that would be a good conversation. I think it'll be interesting. We'll see. You can be the judge of that. You can be the judge of that. I don't know. But I think it could be a fun conversation too if you know somebody who's kind of on the fence about whether or not they want to hop out of Magic and jump into FAB, or they've already hopped out of Magic and they're thinking about FAB, or they just have no idea. And so if you want to share it with them too, let them know. Hey, well, you thought about these ideas? Have you thought about these things? And so, as long as I don't forget, which you know is a possibility, I will start with talking more from the collector side, the Master Set Madness side, the pack opening, all that jazz side. And then we'll move on to playing in different aspects of that too. Without further ado, let me welcome you again to Master Set Madness. We have the exact same goals as last time because we didn't open a rock. We did not open a non-foil rock. We still need a non-foil rock to complete our master set. It is the last non-foil card that we are looking for. This is case number 8. So boxes, what, 29 through 32? And we still have not found the rock. You are not the rock. Get out of here and get in the right pile. Come on. Man, we're almost halfway done with box 1. So we're looking for rock. We're looking for the Crown of Dominion, a rainbow foil version. We're looking for any marvel that we need because we're trying to finish this set in not 1,000 boxes. We need a cold foil legendary. We're looking for that fabled Command and Conquer, of course, and the Emperor. So that's what we're looking for as we try and complete a master set, one of each variant of Flesh and Blood Dynasty. And man, another rough box right now. Nothing of value. Feast or famine. Feast or famine. Make sure, of course, after you finish this video to go watch some more of this wonderful shuffling of cards. Anyways, I made you wait too long. Magic, Flesh and Blood. So the title of this channel is actually Overload Gaming, right? Overload Gaming. And you haven't probably heard me say Overload Gaming very often. Usually I say, welcome back to Master Set Madness, right? That's kind of what we're doing here. And the reason I named the channel Overload Gaming at the beginning, it was with the premise and something that I was experiencing, you know, too, is that, you know, there's so many good games out there right now. There are so many ways you could spend your time. Games you can choose to buy into, to play, to collect, to whatever. Just watch the markets move up and down. There's so many of them that there's just not enough time to do that, to pay attention to all of them, to enjoy all of them, to engage all of them. And so the idea with Overload Gaming was I was going to take more time to delve into a bunch of different games. Oh, you Searstone, we've seen you. You're beautiful, but we've seen you too many times. So the goal and the idea was like, I want to take the time to look into different games, try different products, open different things, and, you know, help people think through, okay, what game do I actually want to spend time on? Because I think in this time, like, games are so good. There's so much good stuff out there that you shouldn't waste any time playing a game you don't enjoy. You shouldn't waste your time opening stuff you don't enjoy. Like, go for the best, right? Why settle for not the best at this point when you have all the options available in front of you? End of box one. This has not been the best box. This has been, oh, yes, there he is. The Crown of Dominion. It's the last Rainbow Foil Legendary that we needed. We just had to tell the box it was no good. And then it came. There it is. A great looking card. A no value card. Sorry. I'm not bitter that the legendaries have no value. But is bitter the right word? I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed because a couple sets ago that would have been super valuable just because it had an L on it. But maybe someday there's going to be a gold token deck, royal deck, and it might be pretty valuable at that point if there's something good with it. So maybe not a terrible thing to be picking up, actually. But we're talking about Magic, right? We're talking about Magic and Overload Gaming. And yes, I will. I'll get there. Wait, everybody. Most of the people are probably gone already. Anyways, so I was doing that. I was starting with Magic and FAB because those were the two games that I was engaging with the most on my own time. But you look back, and I even made a video about, what was that game called? Exactly, D-Spirits. Exactly. Oh man, I had a MetaZoo one up in the queue too. I never made it. Anyway, so I was doing pack opening and different things for Magic. I was actually having Tome of AO. I was having a lot of fun opening Kamigawa boxes, and I so wanted. I think that's where I first got the idea of actually trying to open a master set for something, is because that set was so good looking. Oh my gosh, the cards in that set were phenomenal. The theme was fun. The common lands were great. Foil Regicide, long shot. I thought it was beautiful, it's gorgeous. And then, I mean, thank goodness, right? Thank goodness I thought about it a little bit before just doing it. And of course, it's like, man, I think I opened two or three collector cases, or boxes, not cases. And I just realized, like, man, like the amount of collector boxes I would have to open to make that master set would just, especially of course with those Super Chase cards. But even if they didn't have the Super Chase Neon Ink cards in there, it would have been terrible. You think Flesh and Blood here is terrible? That would have been. You would have been watching. You'd still be watching them. So I mean that's mad. So maybe someday I will. Anyways, I was doing that. Opened a few boxes. I thought, yeah, I can't really do this, and then just like the next set comes out, and more sets were coming, and things are coming out so fast. It's not something new you haven't heard from anywhere else, but the amount of Magic products that were coming out, and also realizing too, just like I'd be opening these super cool cards or seeing these super cool cards in Neon Dynasty, and looking at them. Wait a minute. Am I mixing that up? Dynasty, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It's too late. It is too late when I'm filming this. I shouldn't be filming videos this late at night. I don't know, it just, like, even like I was looking at stuff, and it was like, man, none of these cards have any value in it. Except for like these super crazy high cards. It's like, these cards, they all look super good, but it's like, does just nobody want them? Is that why there's so many different variants, so many different things. It just felt like it was just crazy. And of course, Magic had been picking up in the craziness of product, secret layer alert, and I was able to step back and just like realize, thinking about even just like the premise of the channel, Overload Gaming, and it was like I'm so overloaded Just by Magic, Hyperdriver, another one of those. We need the yellow. We need the yellow for the set. And I realized like I can't keep up with just Magic. The stage I was, it's not like I was, or not like I am doing opening boxes full time on YouTube, but it's like I don't have any time to enjoy Magic anymore. And it's just like slipping away. There's so many things happening, and I think, you guys all know the latest stuff about, well, just buy the products that are for you. But when you really get into a hobby and you really enjoy it, like you want to experience it all. And it's like just skipping a set feels really weird, or just completely skipping products. And, of course, some people, for some people, it's probably a lot easier. But for me, it wasn't. It was kind of like, I don't know, like, if I can't even keep up with this, is there any reason to be involved at all? And I actually appreciated a lot that for Flesh and Blood, there was so much more space, like between sets. I know they want to speed it up a little bit, but there was just so much more space between sets. You can breathe, you can enjoy the set. I haven't even had time to do Master Set Madness Uprising. I started like months after even the set came out. And it was really, so not just from a play perspective, but an investing, collecting perspective, it's just like, there's too much. There's too much going on in Magic. And man, I think the hardest thing is, like any game, when you really get involved in it, like it's tough to just let it go, let it disappear. And so I get why even for a lot of people now, with all the craziness that's going on, like for some people it's just like, well, if I leave Magic, like what do I do? Like, do I really want to start again? Like, is it the same thing gonna happen just with another company? I don't know. Anyway, so then like the collecting side, like, so for me, like, Magic has so many different variants, so many different things. I was putting that Neon Dynasty thing together, and I was like, wait, which version is this and that? And there's, I haven't gotten the 6 versions of this card yet, and the binder was getting, just the foil version of the binder was like, 500 some cards, and then you got to do the non-foil side. This is madness. This is real madness. And so Flesh and Blood, just collecting wise, it felt like cards like this were special. Like this felt like something really special to open, and it was simple. Like, okay, so there's legendaries that are special, there's fables, and obviously there are other, things too, but the relative simplicity of it actually made it more enjoyable for me to collect and to open and to think through it, instead of trying to keep track of, like, what did they call the foiling in that last set, or what was that last design? And it started to just feel silly. Surgical Extraction, look at that, 2 cases in a row, we're okay with that. And another one, Majestic. Like, it was comical to me. It was like, wow, they made this super awesome design for alternate, for an alternate border, card style, and then it's immediately gone in the next set, and you're never going to see it again except for some, crazy secret layer. And then the reprints, and then you're just going to reprint everything. It's like, why would I want to buy any new card that's just going to be reprinted in a secret layer if it's valuable, or it doesn't have any value, so why? Like, I don't know, it's just, I was like, collecting wise, like, this is just, it's not realistic right now. It's not realistic, it's not enjoyable, it's not having the fun. Flesh and Blood seemed like, just like such a more simple experience. And then the other part of it too, and I've always had this problem with Magic, coming back to the playing side, is I actually, I tried Magic way back when my brother made me in the olden days of original Ravnica. And I remember getting so mad, even back then, when you couldn't play a game because you didn't draw any land. Right? The variance. The variance. Oh, that variance. In Flesh and Blood, like, you get to play every single game. And that's just so nice. Like, when you're thinking about playing, the point is to play. And I don't, who knows how many games of Magic I've played over the years. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's literally 100, I don't know, maybe 100 to 200 games where it's like you shuffle the cards, you draw them, you keep drawing a few more cards and you wait, and then one person doesn't play. And it's not really a game, right? It's like if I'm thinking like, okay, what's the best thing I can be doing with my time? Is that really the best thing? That's like, literally I'm just shuffling the cards to shuffle the cards. Ornate Tessin, that is one we need. That is one we need. It is not valuable though. 2 packs left in box 3. Super quiet since that Crown of Dominion here. And that Surgical Extraction I guess we got. And so yeah, when I was looking at Flesh and Blood, it's like, it's different, right? You don't, let's put it this way, you don't get as much variance in Magic, so you can't have some of the wild types of games, but you also don't get as much variance, so you get to play every game. And it's great. It's really, really great. I love knowing that when I sit down, I will get to play. And of course you can poorly construct your deck in a way where you get hands. You literally can't play any cards, and there are turns where it's like something happens and it just doesn't work, the way your deck is made to work. But all in all, you do get to play every single game. And after experiencing that, it's like, yeah, I still like playing Magic. I'll still go to a pre-release if I have time. I'll still have fun with it, play a game of Commander, whatever, if that's what other people want to play. But for me to want to spend my time investing in it, it's like, come on, let's pick something. Cleave, cool. Let's pick something that's gonna work every time. Yeah, so that was one of the things, and I think, there's videos out there like, quit Magic, join FAB, different things, all that jazz. And trust me, I'm not going to imagine that I just painted the most compelling picture, for FAB, kind of rambling here. But I think, these are real chats. This is a real, unscripted conversation. So join the conversation below. Let me know what you think. Say something to make a card off the list come. We need more than the Crown of Dominion. We need a rock. This is going to be ridiculous. We do 8 cases and we do not get a rock. Again, I think some of the challenges, though, for some, not just, specifically Magic players, but anybody, we'll talk specifically about Magic players, is one, so many people have been so invested in that for so long that, again, to switch to another game, it's a barrier, right? It's a barrier in the fact that you've got this huge Magic collection. What do you do with that if you put it all, want to try and switch all into a new game? Who are you going to play with if, the other people that you play with don't want to go with you? Or maybe you're in an area where your store, Flesh and Blood is still not everywhere. You don't have Friday night Flesh and Blood, Thursday night Flesh and Blood. You don't have that option to just connect always for people. And that makes it difficult because some people, it's like, well, I want to play a game now. I don't want to wait and try and build a community or do different stuff. And So for some, as long as that barrier is there, they'll just, you know, whatever, sit and play Magic. For others, believe it or not, you, Mr. YouTube person, if you've made it this far in the video, you are a true YouTube connoisseur. Believe it or not, there probably are a fair amount of people out there who just don't really care or pay attention to what's going on the internet, you know, or what's all the news with Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast. Or they just, like, they see the 30th edition thing and they think, yeah, just whatever, I'm just going to ignore it. And, you know, they're happy cracking a box for each set or a few packs or just playing on Arena and whatever, you know, they just go with it. And they, you know, the game itself is still doing well. Like, playing the game is still fun, I think, with Magic. So I don't worry about it. And, you know, for them, again, the idea of, I'm going to just hop on over this whole brand new thing, it's like, it's working. The system's working for them despite all of the chaos and challenges that a lot of us see with Magic right now. It still works, and you could still enjoy Magic and have fun doing that if you wanted to. Oh man, so many other things. You know, another big challenge too is, like, this is a very different game. Like, we talked about variants, but some people want the variants, right? Some people like the variants. Some people don't. The duplication begins. That is our first duplicate Marvel. Check this out, though. I mean, that's the 4th Marvel in 4 cases. No, it is not the one we need. Not the one we need. But that does... I mean, that makes this case from being completely terrible to passable, pardonable. Anyways, yeah, so Magic's like, it's a totally different game, right? You can, some people like the variants. They enjoy that. Some people want, you know, they want to be able, this is actually a foil. Yeah, it's a weird looking one. People want to be able to create an army of squirrels. People want to play merfolk. People want to, you know, do all these, you know, crazy things that you can't do in Flesh and Blood. It's a different type of game. You know, so for some people, that's a challenge. You know, some people don't like how, yeah, I mean, you gotta really, really work in Flesh and Blood. You gotta be good. That's some stuff if you want to be really good. That's in the box 4. Oh man, I mean, we can keep the Magic conversation going on forever, and I could probably coalesce my thoughts into a more coherent ramble. If you made it this far, you are a hero. You're a warrior. That's the end of case 8. So I mean, just real honest for you. I mean, not that Magic's doing an amazing job, depending on what boxes you open. Like, you can lose bank. If you don't believe me, you can go back and watch that Neon Dynasty one I did of just, like, you lose almost half the value. Terrible in a case, but that's what's happened here pretty much. I mean, what? This is down to 90, 20, 15 maybe you're going to get for it. There's like a $50 one in here. You know, closer to half, a little bit over half, but not exactly what you want to open. And of course, if you are thinking about Flesh and Blood, as a Magic player, don't open a case of Dynasty to start. Open a set that you can play with completely, right? Because here you got all these different classes. Anyways, if you're interested more in the Magic conversation in general, and if you're interested in me putting my thoughts in a more concise, specific way, let me know. Leave a comment. Please write the word rock in a separate comment. Put 2 comments in there. Go check out the tracker in the description below. See how far we are, or I guess I don't really have how far we are there, but see what kind of stats we're getting, the pull rates. The Marvel pull rate has just, like, skyrocketed in the last couple cases. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. This is madness. It's all over the place. We're going to keep going. Case number 9 is coming back soon, so subscribe, like, get that subscription. We got to hit 1,000 before case 19. By case 19, let's go.